Okay.
Okay, next one. So we are on social media. You can join us on the LinkedIn, YouTube, and our own website. So you can follow us based on these QR codes. And we are 1400 plus global community, and we are increasing fast. And this group is supported by me and Umesh Pandit. We both are managing this group. And next slide, please. So this is our YouTube channel. You can go through our YouTube channel and see our past sessions. And after this session is done, the recording will be uploaded to our YouTube channel. You can refer to this as well. Next slide, please. So today's session is Power BI for beginners, unlocking the power of data visualization and Copilot features. Next slide, please. So the next session after this will be Copilot Factory, build intelligent AI agents. That will be done by Abdul Rashid. So we'll start in an hour. So meet your speaker. So this is Namataha Dundiyawala. She's available to connect on the email and the LinkedIn profile. And she has done her Bachelor of Computer Technologies. And she is a Microsoft certified professional, 4+ years on BI, total 6+ years overall experience. Over to you, Nama.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot, Venkatesh. Yeah, hello everyone. Thanks a lot for joining us today for this Power BI session. I really hope that you all can gain a lot of information related to Power BI, all the things that you need to understand what exactly Power BI is. So just to get started, we'll start with the basics. We'll try to understand what exactly data analytics is and how Power BI how Power BI comes into picture in the whole area. Okay. So now basically just to understand that what exactly data analytics is, what is the need of this data analytics part. Okay. So what we are going to do is I'll just we'll do a quick short activity just to understand that what where exactly data analytics is useful, right? And okay, so I'll just show you a small Excel sheet with raw data, and I need you to give me an answer to find me an answer to the question. Let's say that which region is having a highest total sales. I'll just share you the data here. Yes. Okay, so let's say that you are having this a particular data which is hardly having 15 to 16 records in the table. Okay, now if I ask you a question, let's say just give me the total sales, which region is having a maximum sales amount and what is the sales amount. So how are you gonna find it out? So maybe you can all just have a look at this and just let me know the answer of this question, like which region is having a total highest sales, and let's see how soon can you find the answer to this. Yeah, well, I'll be waiting for you to unmute your mics and go ahead and let me know the answer as well.
You can also give us the answers in the chat box as well.
Yeah, I hope this you are able to see the data properly, right?
Yes, yes, we can see it.
Yeah. Okay, everyone, still waiting for your answers. Just need to tell me the region name which is having a total highest sales over here. We are having a sales amount and the region. Okay, Karthikeyan, West region is having a highest sales amount here. Okay, I'm getting answers from different users as well. Others,
Yeah, I think everyone says
okay.
West.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so yeah. So how long did you took to answer the question? Just a single question, that which region is having the highest sales amount from this particular raw data, right? Now let's say if I give you a bit better data, like with better colors and everything. So how soon can you find the answer to this question in this sheet if I gave you? Now it is having like a different color patterns for different regions, different color patterns for different categories. So how quickly can you find the answer to this question in this particular sheet now compared to the previous one? I hope that's gonna be like much more better and faster compared to the previous one. What do you guys think? Right? Yeah, definitely. So see, this is right now what 15, 16 records. Now let's say we are having hundreds, thousands, or lakhs of records. So how soon you will be able to find, how much time will you be spending on just finding the answer to this simple question? You can imagine, right? It can even take you hours to identify the answer that what is the highest sales amount. And let's say what we are having and different questions. Let's say which category is having a high sale amount. What is the number of quantities that the West region is selling? Right. So to answer all of these questions with this raw data, as you can see, it's very much time consuming, and it is full of human errors as well. You might miss some column, you might miss some particular row to find the answer, right? So this is the place where exactly the data analytics comes into picture. Now, you can see this report. This is just a simple report. It's a normal bar chart, which is showing the same data, but in a different format, in a visual format. Now, here you can clearly see that which region is having the highest sale, right? And what are the number of sales that this particular region is having. So now, compared to the previous time that we have taken, it took us few of the minutes to answer just one simple question. And over here, you can just find the answer within seconds. Well, this is the power of business intelligence. This is where this is what a data analytics is, and this is where Power BI comes into picture. It allows you to create the insights, to create the different insightful information, insightful visualizations from the raw data, which can give answers to your questions very fast and easily. Okay. Now, if I sum up to the complete data analytics part, we can say that data analytics is nothing but converting the raw data into meaningful insights or meaningful visualizations, so that you can get answers to your questions very easily. Okay, based upon these visualizations, you can make future decisions as well. I hope you all have got clear up to this point that what exactly data analytics is and where Power BI comes into picture. Okay. Well, moving up next, so there are overall 4 to 5 types of data analytics, which we are dealing with right now. Okay, so what are the types of data analytics that we have? First is we can say it's a descriptive data analytics. Let's see if I show you just a normal visual. Okay, so the first question that comes to the mind is what is happening over here? Okay, so when you answer such kind of questions, that is what called as a descriptive analysis. Okay. Next is diagnostic analytics. Now, once you got your answer that what exactly is happening over here, then you will try to find out that why is it happening. Okay, why West region? Let's say if I take the example of our previous report, previous bar chart, we can say that okay, West region is having the highest sales, but why? Why West region is having high sales and not the other regions, right? So that comes into diagnostic analysis. Next comes the predictive analysis. Now, whatever data we have from our history, the we'll take the same example again that we are having West region, which is selling the high amount. Okay. Similarly, based upon the history data, we can predict what can be the future, like what are the steps that we need to take, and what in future, what are the number of sales that we'll be having in one particular region and at which particular time. So that's all about predictive analysis. You predict about the future, like what's gonna be sales in the next year if we go the same way that we are doing right now. Okay. Next is prescriptive analysis, which tells you the answers to the questions that now what I need to do. Okay. Now I have all the data that I need. I know that which region is having high sales, but and why it is having high sales. Now, what steps do I need to take, in order to improve the sales? Okay. So all those comes under the prescriptive analysis. And last but not the least is the cognitive analysis. Now, cognitive analysis is more about the behavior analysis. It's more into the AI part, which predicts the data. Like it use reasoning. It uses reasoning to answer the questions. It's more like a human brain. Okay, so that comes into the cognitive analysis. I hope you all understood like what exactly the types of analytics is. And moving forward, we'll just quickly go and have a look what are the key data roles in analytics is. So everyone must have heard a lot about the roles in the data part mostly. Let's say we have business analysts, we have data analysts, we have data engineers, we have data scientists. So what is the difference? What exactly they do, and where the data analyst roles comes into the picture? Now, are they all using the Power BI as? Are they all creating the visualizations? Are the questions that we usually have in our day-to-day lives? Just to answer those questions, I'll just go through each of these roles that what these what these roles exactly do. Okay, so starting from the business analyst, I would say that business analysts are the ones who also uses Power BI. They create visuals, but they are mostly into the business part. They will look at a simple at a normal visual from the business perspective. Okay, so they are more into they will be like dealing with the clients, they will be dealing with the customers, and only they will be looking at the reports and the visuals only for the business part at the summarized level. Okay, that we are having sales, we are having high sales in the West region. That's the answer that they need. That's it. Now, why it is having high sales? Why other regions are not having the high sales? Those are the questions which are which you need to answer while you go deep into that. But business analyst stays at the top. They will be dealing with the business part more. Okay. Then next, if we talk about data analysts, so well, data analysts are the one responsible for cleaning the data and then creating the visualization. Now, previously I just showed you the Excel sheet over there, right? It was just having a normal data. Now, it's not that all the time you will be having a plain data and you can just directly create a visual from there. Okay, so a lot of times it happens that you don't get a clean data. You need to refactor it. You might need to make some changes. Maybe there are some of the sales amount which is empty. You don't know what are the sales for these regions. So you need to clean that data, you need to transform that data, and then you need to create the visual. So that is the task of a data analyst. And they work deeply into the whole phase, starting from the collecting the data, transforming it, and creating the visualization based upon that. Next comes our data engineer. Data engineers mostly lie on the data part. They work mostly with the data and they just provide the data to the data analyst to work further with and create a visuals. If I talk about data scientists, so those are the ones who deals deep into the AI and the predictive analysis. They go deep and they use like Python, R, and ML models for the predictive analysis part. So like I hope you all are clear about the rules of data analytics over here. Any questions up till now, if you guys are having, you can just let me know so I can just give the answers meanwhile. You all are clear, right?
Yes, I think everyone is clear so far.
Okay, great. Okay, so yeah, Power BI is again a business intelligence tool. It is from Microsoft itself, allow you to create visuals and analyze the data. So we are having few of the features that Power BI is providing. First is easy data connection. You can connect to any kind of data source that you have, whether it is an Excel sheet, it's a SQL database, it's a cloud server, it's an API. They are having huge amount of data connections where you can connect. Another, interactive reporting. You can create any kind of visualizations in Power BI, that too very easily. I will just quickly show you how this thing works and how like quickly you can create the visualizations in Power BI. Yes, and of course, interactive reporting, which is all about like users can filter the data, they can filter the dashboards and everything's more interactive at the user end. And last, it's about the cloud sharing part. You can share your reports in the Power BI service itself on the cloud, and you can share it with your customers, your friends, like your users, and everyone else. Okay, they can have a look at it. Now, talking about the Power BI ecosystem, we have Power BI Desktop, we have Power BI Service, as well as we have Power BI Mobile. Power BI Desktop is something which is the most powerful tool over here, I would say, when you are dealing with data and the visuals. You can transform the data, you can clean the data in Power BI Desktop itself, okay? And you can create the visualizations. And once your visual is ready, you can publish it then back to the Power BI service, which is a cloud based platform for sharing and collaboration. You can share your reports over there. You can create workspaces over there in the Power BI service. And last is Power BI Mobile. Now, not like we have users who don't really have their machines all the time with them. They don't have their laptops all the time while traveling, let's say. And in those kind of scenarios, they are having the mobile phones with them. Okay, so we have Power BI Mobile, which helps for them to access the reports and the dashboards from the mobile itself, and they can just quickly view the analysis of the data. So yeah, this is all about the Power BI ecosystem. Now, moving forward, so we have talked about the data transformation and creating the visuals. Now, let's talk about the types of data, like the connection modes which are available in Power BI. Now, you all might be aware that sometimes some of the times it happens that we need to show the live data, right? Let's say maybe it is connected to some kind of hardware device. You need the live updates of the data directly in your dashboards. So for all of these scenarios, Power BI is providing you different kind of connection modes that you can use to deal with your data, starting from the import mode. So, well, this mode allows you to load your complete data into the Power BI. It will create, let's say, a copy of your data inside the Power BI memory, and then it is going to use it for your reports. Now, this particular mode is fast, as you don't need to go and get the data back. It is already present inside the Power BI. Okay. So yeah, the data will load in the visuals very, very fast. There won't be a delay in the visuals while loading. And real time, yeah, of course, if when we are getting a copy of a complete data into the Power BI, we cannot automatically refresh it all the time. We need to schedule the refreshes if you want. So that is something like it's not going to be a live update. When the data is updated, it's not going to be automatically affected in the Power BI. You need to refresh it manually, or you can schedule a refresh for that. Next connection mode is a direct query mode. Now here the data remains in the source. For example, let's say we need to connect to an API, live API, okay, or any such the cloud-based connections that we are having. Okay, so in that case, the data won't be Power BI don't put the data inside the memory and use it. It will query the data source to get the data, and then it will refresh the Power BI dashboards and the reports. It is a bit slower, you could say, compared to the import mode, because each and every time it has to go back to the server and get the data, and then it will show the results. Now, direct query mode is mostly used for the real life updates, real time updates. As I was talking previously, that whenever you need a live data, so in that case, you will use the direct query mode to connect with Power BI. Next is live connection. Now, direct query mode and live connection, both of this will get to the real time updates. But although there is a slight difference between both of this, if we talk about live connection will just directly take the data source, and it's just going to display the data which is available in the data source. That's it. Now, you won't be able to manipulate much or play much with the data on the Power BI side. You won't be having an access to that. But yeah, if you go for a direct query mode, you can still manipulate the data. You can create the new columns if you want to add to the data, or you're having some access to the data in the direct query mode, but not in the live connection. Live connection example I could take is that the Power BI models itself. So sometimes what happens is we get the data from some source, okay, into the Power BI, and then we publish just that data set to the Power BI service itself, okay. And then we use the same data set for the different visuals when we are creating different visuals or the different dashboards. So in that case, live connection is something that you would use, which will allow you to just connect the data source and create a visual. It won't allow anything in middle to transform or manipulate the data at all. Okay, you cannot do anything in the live connection. But here it will give you the real-time updates, just similar to the direct query mode. And last is the composite model. So which is a combination of both. So for one particular dashboard, let's say you are having multiple reports over there. Now some report needs the live data, but some of the reports don't you don't need to necessarily have a live data or show the live data over there. So in those kind of scenarios, you can go for a composite model where you'll be using both the import mode for a few of the reports and the direct query or the direct query or the live connection for the other. So it is like all about the Power BI connection modes that you can use. Whenever you are connecting with the data, you will be using any one of these modes. Okay. Let's just, I will just quickly walk you through the Power BI interface, how it looks, what are the things it has. So just let me, okay. So for this, I have already downloaded my Power BI desktop. This you can find it from the Microsoft's website itself. You can just download it from there. Yes, so this is how it's gonna look. Uh, so we'll just get, so see, if you can see that it is just quickly showing you the data source that you can know that most people are using, whether it's an Excel, it's an SQL Server, one like Data Hub, you need to learn with sample data. All of these options will be available when you run first, like starts Power BI itself. We'll just start with a blank report as of now. Yes. So this is the, I could say the home page of a Power BI desktop. This is the upper panel where you will find the necessary things for connecting the data. If I just go here, you can see that what are the common data sources that you can connect over here, whether it's a semantic model, it's an Excel sheet, Dataverse, SQL, a normal text or CSV file as well. You can connect directly with an API from the web. You can write your own query. And when you go to more, you will see there are a lot of other options that Microsoft is providing for connecting with the data source. So everything mostly you need for connecting the data is over here. For Excel sheet, they have just quickly given us an option to quickly connect with that SQL Server. So this is a home panel, like mostly where you'll be seeing the tabs, well, for seeing the options to manipulate the data. Okay. Now, when you connect with the data, you usually can manipulate the data. All of those manipulation can be done under the transform data here itself, where you will be, wherever you want to edit the data, want to add a column, or let's say edit something which is existing over there. So all of those things comes under the transform data. And you have other lot of other options for new visual, you want to add a text box and everything else. Now, as you can see over here, we are having few of the panels here on the right hand side. Now this is having a visualization where you will see all the type of visualizations which are available in the Power BI. And when if I just say, if I just go on and if I click on one, see how quickly it just adds the visual over here. And in the data panel, you will see all the data. So what I'm just gonna do is I will just create, just get some data so that so I'm just connecting to a normal Excel sheet as of now, just to showcase you how things look over here. Now, this Excel sheet is having like multiple sheets over here. It will allow you which one you want to select. Whenever you just go over here and click on it, you will be able to even preview the data as well, what kind of data it has, and you just need to load it. I think that will do the work. It will allow you to get the data here. I will be quickly able to see the data right over here. Yes. So this is the data panel where you can see all the fields that you have in your data, and you can use. You can observe over here that how smart it is to, it will show you the fields, the type of the fields that you have over here as well. If you go to the order date, it is having an icon of a calendar which shows you that it's date related information. Similarly, for other, it is showing this symbol saying that it's a numeric value. It can be sum up, or you can get a total of it. Similarly, we have other different panels available, other tabs available at the top for different kind of manipulations over here. You can create a new table itself here in Power BI. You can create a new column. You can create the new measures, and a lot of other options are available over here. You can even change the view based upon the theme that whatever you are using. This was our report view. Now going to the table view, we have a table view over here where you will be seeing the real data. Now, right now we have just connected to the one data source, which was an Excel file. So it is just showing us data from this file. Okay. You can, when you just click on the particular column, you will see the details of this column at the top. Now, we haven't explicitly mentioned anything that what kind of data this particular column has. It automatically interprets. So some of the times you need to just check it out that whether whatever data is present over here, Power BI has properly taken the data type as well. You can see the data type, you can see the format, you can change the format. You can do the summarizations, the data category you can select. You can sort data, and all of the other options are available at the top in the table view. Then we also have a model view over here where you'll be creating a relationships between multiple tables and multiple data sources. So when you have multiple data sources available, if let's say if I'm having multiple Excel sheets over here, and if I want to connect those two, I need to create some relation between both of those sheets. So in that case, you will come to this modeling tab, where you can just create the relations between the multiple data sources. And last is a text query view. Will go through this text just in a while, where I will just show you what exactly text is. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Power BI interface. You can create multiple pages over here, and you also have icons to check the desktop layout view as well as the mobile view at the bottom. Going back, yes. So this was all about the Power BI interface, that how you will be viewing it. Okay. Yes. So now let's talk about DEX. So DEX is something you can say that it's an analysis expressions that you can use to manipulate the data in the Power BI. Okay, so whenever, let's say you are adding a new column into data into Power BI, so you can use DEX for that purpose. You can create a new measure over there. You can create the aggregations. You can do like you can so you want to do the sum of particular sales amount. So all of those operations are done using a language called DEX, which is used in Power BI mostly. So it is, you can say it is similar to some kind of the language that we use while working with, even with an Excel file. We write different kind of if conditions over there in order to manipulate the data. So whenever we are dealing with such kind of uh, like manipulation, you will use text to perform or to, let's say, to transform the data in Power BI. So it's the only language that you'll be using while you are dealing with the Power BI data mostly. Okay. So yes, it says you can create the different calculations, aggregations. It will help you create the measures. As I mentioned, calculated columns. You can create new calculated tables as well using text. Means the whole business logic, whatever logic you need in your visuals, will you will write text for those. Yes. So yes. Okay. So what we are gonna do is we'll just create a simple report just to showcase that how exactly this thing works. Okay. So I will just move back to the Power BI desktop that we have over here. So as you have seen that we have just connected to one of the data source in into Power BI. Now let's say we will just use the same question that we were using from the beginning itself, which was about getting the sales data based upon the customer regions. Okay, so let's say if I want to create a report where I can get the data based upon the customer region, then how can I do that? So just quickly, let's just quickly go to the report view. So now it's very important to understand that whenever we are presenting the data in some kind of visual, we need to know that what kind of data we need, what kind of visual are we expecting, what kind of answer are we expecting, and based upon that we will be able to decide the which visual we should exactly use. Okay, for example, currently we are representing the current answer to the question, that the region against the sales. Okay, so we are having one category name over here. Okay, the field name, which is like a text, and the another is having a sales. Sales amount is going to be in a numerical value, right? It's going to be a sum of sales or a total of sales. So in those kind of scenarios, which visual can represent it much more better? In which visual can we get the answer very quickly? So we will just go with a bar chart. It's called a stack bar chart over here, which we are using for to get the answer to this question. Now, if I quickly go here and if I just select my customer region from the right panel, and I will just quickly say sum of sales amount. So you can see that my y-axis is representing the text amount, the text which is like the west region, east region, north or south, and my so every visual is all about x and y axis. Okay. Now let's say if we switch to any other visual over here, let's say it's a scatter chart. If we go over here, if I just select the scatter chart, so will you be able to see the same information as you are using as you are having in the normal bar chart? No, right. As you can see, I have just selected the scattered chart over here, and you can see that I cannot see anything here properly. Why is that? It's only because it is not the correct visual to represent this kind of answer and this kind of data. If we are talking about something else, let's say we want to check the sales amount based upon the date, upon a date time value, let's say, or we want to compare something, let's say we want to compare quantity and the sales amount. So in those kind of questions, to answer those kind of questions, we can use the scatter chart over here, because it is representing a numeric value on both the axis, x and the y axis. Okay, so for as of now, we'll just skip it to the bar chart, which is you can also use its column chart as well. It can also show you similar data. So based upon the preference, you can use any of this. Just I will I will just quickly show you an example of a text as well, that how you can use the data expressions to manipulate this data over here, so that you can just get an idea of how these things work. Okay, so let's say we are having this particular data. Now I want to know that which okay, now I want to know that whether this particular region is having a high quantity or not. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna create a new column over here, which will just give me an answer to the question that whether this particular data is having a high quantity amount or not. Okay, I'll just go here. I will say that I want to add a new column over here. Now it will allow you to write something down over here. So what you can do is I will just write is high quantity, as it is something that I'm expecting over here. Now let's say that we want to get the which quantities are we considering as high over here. So let's say I will consider the quantities which are I'm just considering high quantity for the order IDs, which is having a quantity as greater than 3, which so whatever order IDs over here are there, whatever order IDs are having the quantity greater than 3, let's say the 4, so those I can consider as a high quantities. Other than that, I won't be considering those as a high quantity. I will consider them as a low quantities. So what I'm gonna do is, so this is kind of an if condition, it's kind of a logical condition. So you can use if condition over here. Now you can see that whenever you are starting writing the text, Power BI suggests you that what exactly this kind of like expression does. If I write if, so what is it expecting? It is a function. It is expecting three different values. First is my logical test. So what am I gonna write the logic here? So I would just simply say that my quantity should be greater than 3. Okay. Now it says that, okay, now what should happen if this condition is true? So I will say that, okay, let's say if this condition is true, then just give me a value of 1. And if it is false, then just return me 0. So what's if just I press enter? So you can see that it is based upon the quantity for each and every row over here. It is going to provide me the new column, which is called a 0 and 1. It's going to be a boolean value of true or false. So it's just gonna define that, okay, if a quantity is 4 greater than 3, it is marking it as a 1. If not, then it is marking all of those as a 0. So yeah, like this gives you like an idea of how the text expression works over here in Power BI. So yes, I think that's pretty much it from my end as well. Um, So like hopefully you all have got a clear idea of exactly what Power BI is, how you can work with Power BI. And just one last thing, what I'm gonna do is I will just show you that how you can publish this report to BI service as well. So what we are gonna do is I'll just quickly save this. Just name file. I'm just gonna save it. And you can see an option of a publish right in the top panel, which will allow you to publish this report directly to the Power BI service. So I'm just quickly going to go and I'll just say publish. And right now I'm only having the works. Okay, so this is a Power BI service. When you go to app.powerbi.com, so this is how you will be seeing the user interface of the Power BI service at the cloud side. Okay, so here you have mostly different workspaces. Different workspaces are having different dashboards and different reports. Okay, so by default, you will be having this My Workspace already in your attached like to your account. Okay. So let's say if I just go over here and I say just publish it to My Workspace, I just select it, yes, and yes. Okay. So it has published my report to the cloud now, and I'll be able to view this report directly in the cloud in the Power BI service. Yes. So now you can see this report. You can even share this report with the people you want. Yeah, but just need to have this Power BI license to get started with. So yeah, this is how like the complete cycle of working with visualizations in Power BI is. You get the data, you transform the data, create visuals, and then finally you publish it to Power BI. So yeah, that's pretty much it from my end, guys. Do let me know if you have any kind of questions over here, if you didn't understand anything in the middle, so I can just quickly answer to your questions. Even if you want, you can just drop your questions in the chat so that I can answer that. No questions up till now?
I think everyone will create the report
Yes.
after the session and then they come back to the
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah,
Guys, you can
sure.
reach over to her LinkedIn profile as well.
Yes.
Yes, I think
Uh,
Dinu has a question. Can we print directly
report to
the report to
PDF.
PDF?
Yes. You can directly print the report to PDF. You can also export the data directly to Excel as well. Power BI is having an inbuilt options for this. So whenever you are working with a report, so it will allow you to export data in the different formats, in a PDF, in an Excel format, and like that. So yes.
Okay. So Nama, can you just go to that Power BI place? I just want to show one feature which I use usually.
Yes.
So there's a focus mode. Okay, so there are multiple visuals in the same page. Then you can create a focus mode, and that screenshot you can take and directly paste it in your PPTs. So on the top there is a focus mode. If you can click on it
Uh,
on your
Focus.
visual, on your right side, there's a filter
Uh-huh.
option, right? Yes. After
Yes.
that, it is a focus mode.
Spotlight, you mean?
Oh yes, spotlight or focus mode, both the same. Click on it.
Okay. Sure.
No, before that, in between there is a one more option. Is there?
Show as table, remove short
Okay,
axis.
I'm not sure, but that's one of the option. If you click on that focus mode, for example, you have two.
Here.
Yeah, this one. Yes. So you have for now it is only one, so it is not showing much.
Hmm.
But if you case in the same visual, you have three, four diagrams or charts. So in that case, what we can do is take the focus mode on one visual, which you want to use it in your PPTs. So take a screenshot and put it in your PPTs and present it. So that's one of the easiest way for presentations,
Hmm.
which I usually use, and I wanted to share with all of you.
Yes. Go back to the page as well.
Okay, any
Venkat,
more questions? Yeah.
I have a question. So
Yes,
regarding this
Karthik.
license part, so if we have already purchased this SCM or finance license for FNO, if that is sufficient, or do we need to purchase additional license?
For viewing report, it is free of cost. But for creating report, there's a Power BI Pro license which you need it. But I still feel desktop is still free, right, Nama?
Yeah. 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 Power
Power BI
Desktop.
desktop is still free, but you
Yeah.
want to publish it to Workspace and share it to across all the users, then you definitely need a Power
Yes.
BI Pro license.
Okay.
Yeah. You can even publish it to Power BI service, but it will be only visible to you. Yeah. You cannot share it with anyone until unless you are getting a license for it. So it is having like different kind of license. Power BI Pro license is there, and then it is also providing you per user license. So with the number of users that those are using it, you can like the charge is based upon that.
Basically,
So
license is required for the developer side, for the Power BI, whoever is developing. And for the
yeah,
users, whoever is using reports, they don't need a license. And
yeah,
there are limited features which is not like interactive dashboards will not be there if the user doesn't have a license. If the user also has a license, they can also put the comments and interact between the dashboard saying that, okay, this particular column is showing data like this, and you want to let others, whoever is using the dashboard, know the interaction will be available. But ideally, yes, you can use it without that. That's the only limitation.
Oh,
yes.
thanks.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Karthikeyan. Any more questions?
Okay. I think we are good for now.
Yeah. Then we'll jump into the Copilot features on Power BI.
Yeah.
Next slide, please. Yeah. So right now you can see there's a Copilot option everywhere on the screen. So when you use the BI report, so there is a Copilot option available. So what it does is, okay, it will give you the complete summary of the report. Okay, you are pretty new using this dashboard for the first time, and you are not sure what is the requirement and what was the base data built for this report. Okay, you can ask that in the Copilot and ask them what is this report and what are all the data available in this report, and it will show you all the details and it will tell you what is the base for this report. Even though you are not the admin for this report, it will still show you the details. Okay, and there are so many prompts. Okay, before I go into the prompts, because this is very catchy word with AI, everybody wants to learn the prompts. Okay, what are all the prompts? Prompts are the words, keywords which you need to use while you are asking question to an AI. Okay, it differs from the tool to tool. For example, there are so many artificial intelligence tools, right? May it be Copilot, DeepSeek, Chat GPT, so many are there, right? Anyways, Copilot and ChatGPT is still same, but the keywords which you need to use for them is differentiate. And also, based on my recent scenarios and suggestions, I have seen some experts saying that okay, every tool has its own prompts. Okay, it is not recommended for you to learn every prompt. Okay, but it's an ideal way of an AI is to function that you need to ask in your own language the question and try to give little more elaborative question, just not like okay, what is BI? No, it's not it's a vague question which can answer very huge. Okay, try to give some more questions and add some more words to the prompt so that you get actual answers what you wanted. For example, generate a summary focused on tourism in Hawaii. For example, this my dashboard is on tourism data. Okay, then you need to ask, give me a summary focused on tourism in Hawaii. Okay, that way it is being guided that okay, I need to ask something on a location specific, because that data will be taken care by the Power BI. So one more suggestions for the prompt is shorten the summary and bold the key information. Okay, so it's a normal word only, but based on that you will understand okay, even though the Copilot is giving a huge summary, you will not miss the important points which you are definitely need to see. Because when you ask the AI model, it is always giving you a very big lengthy answers. We definitely will take time for you to go through it. So you ask this kind of prompt saying that shorten the summary and bold the key information so that you get what you are definitely supposed to read and what you should not miss. And one more custom prompt is make the first bullet point about length of stay. Okay, so these examples I'm taking it saying it is based on a travel Power BI dashboard. So I'm telling you those kind of prompts. Okay, so these prompts will differ from based on the data and based on the industry vertical you're working on. And I'll also share that link over the chat so that you can see how the prompts are working for Copilot features. Next slide, please, Nama. So you will see the Copilot option available in your desktop and your Power BI service on the online. Both the places you can use that Copilot. And right now it is free of cost for you to ask questions on the BI dashboards and all. Maybe Microsoft will come up with the licensing for Copilot on BI soon. Once till then it is free. They are enhancing a lot of features on Copilot on multiple tools across ecosystem. So once that is there, they might add up the license. For now, it is still free. And next slide, please. So once you click on that Copilot, the pane on the right side will open. And this is a sidecar experience. You can ask the questions. You can see some of the suggestions automatically is being given by Copilot what to ask, how to get anticipate questions from the leadership. For example, you are presenting this dashboard to the leadership team, may it be your CEO, CFOs and all, and you can get the questionnaire from Copilot generated before the session itself and make sure all your answers are ready and your dashboard is having enough data to answer all those questions. So you can use this. And very common use case in Power BI is everyone uses this for measuring your KPIs and KRIs. Okay, whenever particular vertical KPIs and KRIs are being used, you can ask the Copilot what are all the possible KPIs for a HR person in the industry vertical of talent acquisition. You can write it and get those prompts accordingly and make sure your dashboard is answering all the data. So that way you build up the dashboards without much ease and interaction required from the other users, and you create your own scenarios and make sure all are being handled here. So that's where Copilot comes into picture and give you all these insights. Next slide, please. So here, if you see, there is a prompt guide also available in the Copilot. If you see, give an executive summary of this report or summarize the visuals of this page, create a bulleted list of insights. So these are all the prompts which you needed for the Power BI and which you can use it across. This is available in on both BI and desktop and the Pro on your service as well. So you can use it online and on your mobile application as well. So once the Copilot generates summary, you can also ask for reference footnotes and give you the data so that when you are publishing this report to the users, you can send them email saying that these are all the things being covered in this dashboard and it is calculating the measures or KRS, KPIs based on this tool. And these are the benefits of this report. So that also you can publish, and based on the feedback, you can still modify the report and publish it, republish it again. So that way you have the requirements clear. More than the user telling you, approaching you, Copilot can help you that user experience. Even though user is not telling you or not giving you the right requirements, you can still work on the Copilot the scenarios and make sure your report addresses all those. So these are the some good features so far in Copilot using Power BI. And Nama, over to you if you want to add some more things on top of this.
Yeah, sure. So basically, the Copilot feature, like it allows you to, quickly get the insights about the data, which will help you like to create the complete dashboard, as already Venkatesh has mentioned. So like mostly, I feel that when you are working in the scenarios where you are more into the business part, where you want to, quickly get the insights about data, you don't want to deep dive into that, or you don't need to get the like what is like why it is happening and the more reasons behind it. You can just quickly do it using Copilot itself. So like I feel that mostly it is for the people who are more to the business side, we can say business analysts who can use this feature to more like more quickly without understanding what the Power BI desktop is, and moving like more deep into that or transforming the data. They can just quickly do this work over here. So yeah, and I think we can see this option right now if I go to Power BI service.
Yes.
Um, right now it's unavailable. I think it's try using it. Okay, I think it is only available in another workspace if we create. I'm not sure whether it is gonna allow it. Okay. See. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's not gonna allow you to create even workspace. You need to get a license for that. But yeah, and even you can see there are other options available to subscribe to these reports. You can send the you can subscribe to the reports or dashboards that you have over here. So whenever there is a change in the dashboard, there's a new data available, your users will know about it. They will get the emails about it that yeah, the data has been changed, it has been changed in the information. So you can set alerts for particular data, which all you can do in the Power BI service itself. So you can just set alerts. Let's say if there is some kind of threshold value that you need to, or let's say the sales drops to a particular threshold amount. So you will get an alert as well that yes, the sales has been dropped down to this particular price. So all of those things you can configure in the Power BI service itself. So yeah. Any
Yeah, I
question?
think that's all from our Copilot
Yeah.
side. You have any questions on BI or Copilot, please do let us know. We still have 5 minutes left for this session, and once this is done, we will start with the next one.
Yes.
Okay, if you have any questions later on, also you can reach out to us on our LinkedIn profiles. Nama and me are available on LinkedIn. I think most of you guys are connected. If not, you can search with our names in the LinkedIn, and you'll be able to connect with us.
Yes.
Or you can send us a message on this Teams chat. I can pass it on to the relevant question. Based on that, either Nama or me can take it up.
Yeah.
Okay, I think no more questions, so we'll move to the next session. Thank you so much, Nama, for taking your time on the weekend and giving us the insights on BI. And definitely, there's a lot of takeaway from all the audience, whoever has joined and wanted somebody wants to kickstart their journey on the Power BI. Definitely, they would have a lot of takeaway from here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you
Thanks.
so much, Nama.
Thanks a lot to you too for giving this opportunity. Thanks a lot, Venkatesh. And thank you everyone for joining for this session.